Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about graduated high school examination in Vietnam. So here is about question 41. I just translate in here. Question 41. Suppose that f of x has second derivative on real number and it satisfies first derivative of the function f of number 1 equal to 2021. We have f of 1 minus x plus x squared, and we have second derivative of the function f of x equals to 2x, with all the value of x belongs to real number. Find I equal to the interval from 0 to 1 of x multiplied with first derivative of the function f of x dx. So now I will show you the technique how to answer the question. First, we need to consider about this equation in here. So we put the integral on the both sides from 0 to 1. Now we need to find the value of this one, the integral from 0 to 1 of 2x. You will get about x squared, and we have 1 and 0 in here. We put the number in here, so you got about number 1. Next, we need to consider about this one. We need to use about integration by substitution. We put about 1 minus s equal to u, so we got about negative ds equals to du. Because we don't have the negative in here, so we put the negative next to du. And now we need to change the number 0 and number 1. If s equal to 0, so u should be about number 1. If s equal to number 1, so u should be about number 0. This one we change for number 1, and number 1 should be number 0. This one we change for u. Ds we change for negative du. Next, because we have the negative and we have number 1 is bigger than number 0, so in this situation we can swap the top and the bottom together, and you will got the integral from 0 to 1. And we got about f of u du. Later that we change u back to s, because if we change back, they don't change the value in here. And now we put this one back in here. Next, we need to use about integration by parts. So we have u and dv. U equal to second derivative of f of s. So in this situation we got about the u equal to first derivative f of s ds. Dv we got about s squared ds, so we got about v equals to, oh sorry, I do it wrong way. We put about this one s square, so this should be about 2s. So we need to reduce the derivative in here. So in this situation, you go about first derivative f of s. So this one, we need to put about u multiplied with v. So we got about s square multiplied with this one. And we have number 1 and 0 in here. Later that we have the negative 2 multiplied with the interval from 0 to 1 s multiplied with first derivative of the function f of s ds. So we put the number 1 and number 0 in here, so we just have only first derivative of the function f of number 1. So we going back in here, we have this one in here, so we put 2021, we put in here. Next, we need to use about integration bypass for this one. So we have u and dv. U equal to f of s, du equal to first derivative of the function f of s ds, dv equal to ds, so we got about v equal to s. So for this one, we have u multiplied with v, that's about s multiplied with f of s, and we have 0 and 1 in here. So we have the negative of this one. So we put number in here, you got about f of number 1. About f of number 1, we're going back to this equation in here. So if I put s equal to 0, this one go to 0, and this one go to multiply with number 0 in here. So later that f of number 1 equal to number 0. So in this situation, we know that the value in here is about 0, and now we just have this one left. Negative number 1, negative number 2, you got about negative number 3. 2021, we move to the right, and you will go about negative 2020. And now we can find the final answer. That's about 2020 divided by 3. And this is the final answer of the question. That's the end. Thank you for watching.